It's time to get a little less serious about wrestling. This is the Alternate Commentary Table with lifelong friends.
Notice your difference in size.
And lifelong wrestling fans.
Each is a very capable performer, and each is a little too clever to give the other boy much of an advantage.
Mitch Honsius.
Credits himself with a lot of power.
And Dimitri Karolis.
So that he got all that power from drinking raw olive oil all through his youth.
Dun, dun, I'm a Greek man. Bah, bah. Yeah, I'm a Greek man. Listen, I wanted to say the original song, but I can't, and I made it into a Greek, but it doesn't matter. You are listening to the Alternate Commentary Table right here on the Celebrate Wrestling Podcast Network. That's right. That's where we are. That's what we do. Alternate Commentary Table. Mitch and Dimitri, we're here. I need you to do some homework. We're giving you homework. It's a light homework.
It's easy.
It's easy. We want you to ace the test.
Your dog can't even eat this.
Your dog doesn't even want to eat it. Your dog's going to want to help you do it.
That's right.
What is it? Number one, you get to Facebook right now.
Right.
And you actually celebrate. You think you know how to celebrate wrestling?
You can't celebrate.
You can't celebrate it if you're not celebrating it with us.
You can't celebrate by yourself.
No. Well, regardless, the thing is we need you asked to join. It's fantastic. It's where we all are. We're all having fun. It's like we're in the nightclub. You're just on the outside. You're like, the sign looks cool, but what's inside? What's inside? What's inside? Let me explain to you something. Do you think that if Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy had a choice to go back into the wardrobe, into Narnia, or go right into Celebrate Wrestling, they would pick Celebrate Wrestling. That's right. That's what they would do. That's the nightclub they want. There's the merchandise. We got more coming along the way, but you can get, if you go to the Facebook page, you could do it. You could also go to the website, reach out to Daddy Mike McGuire, which his show drops hot tomorrow. And then we got our friends from the other side of the pond.
Good day.
Good day to you. Legends and champions, that's what they do. Respectively, that's what Andy and Stefanos are. But Mitch,
hey,
how are you?
You know, we're not going to make this a long show. It's not going to be about me because there's so much that I want to crack open this week. I've been waiting a week to have this discussion with you. We haven't had a proper conversation about what happened on Monday Night Raw.
We've had a busy week.
And Monday Night Raw, me and you talk about celebrating. How happy were we that it was in Green Bay? We're both huge Packer fans. We're like, oh, great. This is going to be fun.
Big miss.
Miss? I don't even think they got there. I don't even know where they went. Listen, Raw, SmackDown. What do you guys want me to do with you? Do I have to get the wooden spoons out? Do I have to do it myself? Because I'll do it. Dimitri's been very nice lately. Almost too nice, dare I say. Either use it or don't use it, Dimitri. I don't know. But, dude, I am ready to take him out. Why? Was it because Asuka returned? No, that's fine. That's cool. But can I just say something? Why can't you guys make it fun anymore? Why are you guys telling us what my birthday present is before you guys are giving me my birthday present?
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Yeah, absolutely.
What happened to this? You know, it was Father's Day last week. I knew I was going to get crappy gifts. Would have been nice to be surprised and get a good one.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
But I didn't get one. I didn't get a good gift. You know, I love my sons and I love my wife. But where's the effort? Nothing. And Raw, you're on the same boat with them. There's my wooden spoons of the week. There you go. Okay. Asuka's back. That's all great. You guys all know where I'm going to get to. Let me just get a couple of little tidy items out of the way.
Get some tidbits.
Can I just say something? Bayley's back, but she looks different.
Something's different.
Something's different.
Listen, when you leave, the intention is that you come back.
I was never a big Bayley fan, but I am now for some reason.
You come back stronger,
bigger,
faster,
stronger,
and bigger, baby.
She's been working out, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is. She's got the same workout guy.
Randy Orton and AJ Styles.
Must be.
Must be.
Yeah, she's looking good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. But you saw it too. But in all honesty, look, we just said we're huge Packer fans. Becky Lynch, you're starting to win me over again. You're doing those things that are making me happy. Yeah, you walked in with Bear gear. Why? Because Seth Rollins
Chicago
is a huge,
Bears.
Yeah,
is
for
a trigger.
Dimitri's a trigger.
That's a trigger word.
Guys.
That's how I know you're working for me.
Guys, that's right.
I'm looking to jump into the TV screen and just throw down.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime I hear the word Chicago and Bears in the same sentence,
That's right. He's ready to
I
go.
tweak.
Yeah.
But I like what you did.
Yeah.
I like what you did.
I like the little. I mean, we've seen this rivalry before, but we're seeing it again in a different kind of way, and I kind of like it.
I like it.
I do like it. I mean, I don't know what it is about Bailey. I don't know what it was.
Move on, Mitch. Okay, move on.
Okay, then we got the matchup to the matchup to set up the semifinals for the King of the Ring, if you will.
Yeah.
You had a little Jey Uso, Sheamus, Rusev, and Bronson Reed all going at it. Long story short, last week Jey Uso loses his World Heavyweight Championship belt.
Right.
They're like, Jey, you're in the King of the Ring. And he wins it. So now it's him versus Cody. Not bad. I get it.
Not bad.
But again, we go back to that whole thing. Did you really need to be it? Gunther could have been that guy.
Gunther could have been that guy. You're right.
But he's not that guy. He's holding on to his championship. Which takes us to my point and the discussion I'd like to have with my counterpart, Dimitri. I said earlier, why is it that you guys can't?
No, thanks. No, thanks.
Well done. Well done. You know what? In all honesty, I like that preemptive strike. You know why? Because that's what the internet is doing to us. Everybody and their dog knew he was coming, and they knew Asuka was coming. The internets, you can say, are at fault here, but I can also say it's you, WWE. There's better ways to say, okay, everyone knows he's here. By the way, little FYI for those that don't know, Green Bay is a population of about 100,000. So when somebody new comes into town, somebody very popular like Goldberg comes in, it's going to probably get noticed.
People notice. Okay.
So when Gunther's out there going, hey, Seth Rollins, you want a piece of me? And the crowd is chanting Goldberg, the guy on the button couldn't press the button fast enough.
Oh, God.
And here he comes out.
Yeah.
60-year-old, listen, great shape, looks good, but does he know? Does he know?
He's got to know, Mitch.
I don't know if he knows.
I don't think he knows. I think he knows, but he doesn't want to admit.
He doesn't know. Okay, thoughts on the Goldberg and thoughts on they're going at it for the belt now, which makes me believe that Pat McAfee is just around the corner on this title run. Anyways.
Mitch, I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
Me and the Sal Greco. Shout out to all the GWO, by the way.
GWO.
For life.
You okay?
No, it's the
You
start.
choking?
No, it's like,
You okay? Hold
it's
on.
like, I mean, at the start, right?
Yeah,
Where it's like,
I know what it
Well,
was.
then why'd you do that?
Because it was a joke.
Well, I didn't.
You know, this podcast is kind of jokey, you know?
He's been through a lot. He's gone through a lot. He's just not very jokey lately. Okay. Look, I just fear they're going to be like, listen, every time we brought in Goldberg, he's lost to Roman Reigns. He's lost to this person. I know what we'll do. Let's let him win the title again. You know what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
And this is your fault.
I know.
I was going back and I'm
I
thinking,
know.
this is your fault.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mitch at one point in time, he goes, I don't like the fact that people are holding the belts too long. It's nice, but it's not nice. We should have championship changes. Yeah. We should have lots of changes. Right. We should have this. Well, you know what, Mitch? You're finally getting what you want, and you know that you don't like it.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's why the wooden spoons of the week are coming back. The first wooden spoon, I'm getting them out of the way.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know. You're right, I haven't done them for a while.
That's right.
First wooden spoon goes to Mitch Hodges.
Why?
Alongside John Cena's ruining wrestling with his desire to have a championship change.
I gladly take the spoon if I get to be with John.
Fair point. The next wooden spoon goes to Malachi Black. You don't make lateral purchases, okay? You don't leave one place to go to another place to do nothing in the other place because you were doing nothing in the first place.
Good point.
Quit. Okay? Next wooden spoon goes to Charlotte Flair because Mitch and I talked about it. I think the WWE's giving her wooden spoons because they are not liking what she's putting down.
Yeah.
And the last wooden spoon goes to Seth Rollins and faction. Last I checked, when the Paul Heyman ran an organization, weren't they the ones winning and beating people up?
No.
What's up with them losing and kind of beating people up.
Yeah.
LA Knight has destroyed the faction? Yeah. No. There you go.
Buddy, are you in my brain? I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, they're the worst faction right now.
Like, Braun Breaker got dumb.
He's wearing suits all the time.
He's wearing suits like, huh? He's like, he stopped talking. He barks only.
Yeah. It's all he does.
It's crazy.
It's weird. You know what? Get Corbin back. Get the lone wolves back, or whatever they called before.
Yeah.
Get those guys back.
Anyways, now I put him on the way.
Okay.
Goldberg. The whole thing there.
Yeah.
You guys, no one's interested, okay? And so what I'm saying is I understand sometimes when you bring in the nostalgia act. You got to remember, John Cena works because he's John Cena. You're talking about one of the greatest of all time who has actually a story to tell that's compelling, that you can actually look and say, you know what, whether I like the promo or not, at least there's an entertainment value here. We can get it.
Yeah.
Not Goldberg anymore.
Yeah.
We don't get it. Like that flash in the pan of who and what he is, it's done. And man, like, what are we doing with this? Like, that's my question. What are we... Is it just to retire him?
I don't know. The only thing I can think of is, yes, it's been the word on the street.
But wasn't he 20 years ago?
Well, that's what... see, this is what I go back to. I don't think he knows. They didn't tell him. They're like, listen, we just need you to go home, relax. We'll call you in a couple days.
Yeah, man.
Days turn to months, months turn to years. And here he is. He's like, I'm back, baby. When he comes out the way he was coming out, and on top of it, it's the intro, right? Like the smoke and all. You know, WWE, you guys lost... You lost that romance. You know where your wife says to you, you don't buy me flowers anymore. WWE, you guys are not making this fun anymore.
Yeah.
You know, you guys have lost.
Something's off.
Totally off. Now here's my thing with Goldberg. You want to come back. You want to fight Gunther. Okay, so here are the two scenarios that are obviously going to happen. A, you get beat pretty quickly and you lose. Hopefully not as quickly as Pat McAfee, because then a lot of people would be like, Pat McAfee lasted in the ring longer than Goldberg. That's kind of weird. So the match will go a little longer than it should. But so Gunther wins. Okay, great. Congrats. Shake of hands and off you go. I don't feel like that's why Goldberg would come back. Or maybe he would. Go to second scenario. Goldberg wins the belt, and everybody has been talking about how this is where Seth Rollins will just come in, give him a head stomp, and off he is, and here you are, and new World Heavyweight Champion. That definitely has a little bit more meat to the bone.
Sure.
But it's too obvious. If they pull that off, if they do that exact scenario, which I've read on the Celebrate page, which I've seen on the Reels, everyone's predicting that. And if they go and do that, Dimitri...
With the Rollins, you mean?
Yeah. If they do that scenario, I think they're going down the wrong...
Stop.
We'll go.
This is where fan...
Oh.
Let me tell you something, fan.
Okay.
Because if it happens and I see one complaint, the wooden spoon drawer, I'm going to go to wholesale to get $1 million. Because all of you talked about Saturday night main event and nothing really happens.
That's right.
And now they're going to give you something that might actually happen. And if you complain about it, listen, like a parent with a wooden spoon, I'm warning you.
No.
I'm telling you, this is the wrong crowd. So I'm salivating at the whole... I'm waiting for this now.
Yeah.
Now I'm excited.
Well,
again.
let me tell you something. I don't know if it's people saying that's what they want. It's what they're saying is going to happen. Two different things.
Yeah.
Okay? So my whole thing is, if it happens like that, I wish it happened organically and we didn't know, and then it would be more fun. But the fact that everybody is basically predicting it, and if the WWE goes, oh, there's a low-hanging piece of fruit, let me just take that and use it. It's not they're cheating. It's just like, it's boring.
I've realized the issue as we're talking and and going, because my brain works a mile a minute.
Oh, doesn't it ever?
It computes at a high level.
He's AI before AI.
I'm AI.
He's DI.
They used to call me Quantum in junior high.
It's because he was a loser. Don't worry. It had nothing else to do with it.
That never happened. Hey, Quantum. Yeah. But listen, here's the problem.
Yeah.
Since the beginning of time in wrestling, of storylines, we've talked about or looked at what we want to happen, but the show tells us what's going to happen.
Right.
Now the fans are saying what they want to happen, and now the show is actually listening and catering to what should happen. So it's almost like WWE's become this choose your own adventure book where the fan has some control. And I think we're starting to realize that the fans don't actually make maybe the best decisions in the world. WWE right now is catering too much for the ratings and for the fan, and maybe altering their position a little bit to keep that spice going on. And I think sometimes it's just better, like, shove it down our throat. Yes. If you tell us that Roman Reigns is a 4-year champion, that's our problem. If you tell us that that The Rock and Roman Reigns, because if you, in hindsight now, Mitch, they pivoted and they did this whole thing with Cody Rhodes. Nothing actually worse would have happened if they didn't listen and it was Rock and Roman Reigns.
Yeah, here's... I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from. I don't think this is all about losing the belt, winning the belt, or keeping it. It's just, why are you bringing Goldberg? We've said it from the time we started this podcast till now. There's never been more great wrestlers. Why are you going back in the pantry and finding that itchy band in the back and insisting on eating that when you have other things that you can get? It is a great soup, but it's also, you don't know how long it's been back there. You know what I mean? Right. I guess all I'm saying is, I feel like these kind of moves are reek of desperation. Yeah. I'm sorry. They know, like, look, man, Netflix numbers are down a little bit, all that, and the wrong killings. By the way, they're not calling them wrong killings. Everyone's saying it's art. That's all they pubbed them yesterday on SmackDown. Our truth, our truth. So, and that's just weird on its own, and we'll get to that in a second. But I guess what I'm saying is, I think that they're a little worried about something. They bring back the nostalgia piece, but why? Is it that bad? In all honesty, why? Like, Goldberg isn't somebody that I don't think I truly don't think anyone sits there going, I wouldn't mind seeing one more match by Goldberg. Tell me Bret Hart can come back at Bret Hart levels. I don't want the Bret Hart today. Love the guy. Don't want to see him wrestle today. Give me the old Bret Hart where I know he can do what he does. Absolutely. But why are you giving me Goldberg? He was never able to do anything anyways. Yeah. Dude, he was powerful. He was good to look at. He was marketing. But that's it. He wasn't a technical wrestler. He wasn't, Bryan. He wasn't Bret Hart. He wasn't any of those guys. He's not Edge.
Yeah, man.
Come on.
I just and look, this is not just our reaction.
It's this itchy band stinks.
The itchy band stinks. Okay, what is shrimp flavor, anyways?
Now, I want to get to something else. I want to talk about AEW for a second.
Okay.
Because I gotta give some standing O's. Because at the end of the day, Grand Slam Mexico took place on Wednesday Dynamite. And you know what? Bravo.
Yes.
Mexican fans, fantastic. Came in droves. They love their wrestling. Bravo. I have to admit, you guys know how I am with the ramp to the stage, but Dimitri made a good point. The steps down were okay.
Listen, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Process improvement week to week.
Yeah.
Get to arena shows where you have balcony seating.
Yeah.
And the steps have to be a thing now.
It's something. I don't know if I wanted it week to week.
Hold on. Right. No. Mitch, follow me on this.
Sure.
It reminded me of like that whole New Japan type of atmosphere or anything like international boxing atmosphere, but it's an identity thing where TNA had the 6-sided ring.
Right.
This is marketable.
Okay.
And the vibe on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I don't know. And literally the smoke in the air. Like there was just this vibe.
I think that was a different kind of smoke.
Well, it could have been
just
a different.
It's a group. Is there a skunk around here somewhere?
The kind that'll make a luchador go maskless.
We'll get to that.
Softballs.
Softball, nice, thank you.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
I loved it, and the feeling and the vibe, and every match was just different.
Yes. All I say about the
camera angle too.
Yeah,
the camera angle.
Well, let's be honest. The camera angle was done on purpose. They're like, see, people come. I just want some handrails. I get so nervous watching them walk down those steps.
Well,
the amount of baby oil that those guys put on themselves, water. That's just a recipe for disaster, buddy. Get me a handrail, and I'm more down with the steps. A handrail, one. That's all I ask.
That's not a bad gig.
Just saying. I'd hate to see somebody roll their ankle for no reason, or God forbid worse. God forbid worse.
Don't say it.
I don't want to.
Don't say it.
Okay, can we just get to the best match of the... First off, Hangman Page, am I impressed with your Spanish? kind of. I mean, we can speak Greek at that level that you were speaking, and it takes one to know one, Paige. It was okay.
It was okay.
It was impressive to the common person, but we could see your dialect, if you will, is a lot like ours, and we know. Let's just say you weren't teaching that in school.
He was speaking Tex-Mex.
He was
Where we got Gringlish?
Yeah.
Tex-Mex.
Tex-Mex. Bravo.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
Me cortisone.
Can we please talk about MJF versus Mystico? Because I'm going to say something. I'm going to stick up for my partner. I'm going to do it. Before we get to that real quick, they had a 14-man to start the match.
Yeah.
They couldn't even fit them around the ring. It was like a lumberjack match meets a tag team match, and that's what we had.
I noticed there was a lot of tag multiple matches.
There was a lot.
This is not, listen, this is a legitimate question.
Yes.
Is this a Mexican style type of wrestling thing? Like, someone answer this on the Facebook page for me, please.
It's a good question.
Because I noticed a lot, and I said, okay, is this just what they do in their shows?
Right.
Where there's a lot of people, right? A lot of tag.
I think they might have overdid. Even if that's what they do on the normal, let's say, I think they probably they wanted to fit all the big superstars in there, and they're like, "Hey, everybody, come on down!" Right?
Yeah, fair. Okay.
Anyhow,
Anyhow.
can I just say, this is why you guys need us on video. We both gave each other a look because we both want to say something, and we both walked away. We did it for you, Mike, but I'm not doing this for you. What?
We walked away.
We walked away. But I'm going to say something.
Good. Say it.
So there was a lot of luchadors fighting in what is the Grand Slam Mexico. I'm sorry, though. I couldn't tell who was who. The only guy I know that I could actually tell who he is Bandito, because he wears a longer mask, like a longer. His black mask is longer. Yeah. It's bigger.
Yeah.
Where the other guys,
like a bandana.
Yeah, it's like a bandana mask, and it's bigger. It's black. It's longer. It's very distinctive.
Yeah.
Where the other masks, I'm sorry, I can't tell who a Mystico is and who this guy is, and Beast Mortis. He's another guy that has a very distinctive mask.
Still don't know how he does it.
I don't need, and how he's scoring with the Monet now.
Oh,
and not bad. Hey, to be a champ, you got to beat the champ. Woo! So good for him. But in all honesty, I'm with my counterpart here. This is a little hard to figure out who's. I wouldn't want to be the commentator in that match.
Listen.
Yeah.
Either go distinctive,
right?
Like Luchasaurus, I know who he is.
Bravo, thank you.
I know exactly who he is.
Be your own guy.
So I thought about it.
That's right.
I thought about it.
Yeah.
Now I get it. It gets sweaty in there, and it's hot.
I get it.
Again, the smoke is in the air.
It's there.
I think if you're not going to wear a jersey, I think if they wear pinnies or at least some kind of name tag
on their on the mask, on the top, on their foreheads,
or they have like, remember those pinnies like in school where it's like, okay, you guys are blue team, red team.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
Just something to say, okay, here's who I am. Name tags.
I just think like hockey, name tags on the back of the head. Yeah. That way, it's not like taking away. Now we know who you are.
No, you know what they should do? You know, in sports, like sometimes, like when you're watching hockey or basketball or anything, and then they'll have like the computer generated graphic, and they'll have the name of the player on top of his head.
Yeah,
like a video game.
Oh, something like that.
Yeah, that's what they should do. So it's like when they go in, then you're like, what's good? I can't. Yeah. You're looking for the colors of the mask. You got to go in your like luchador book.
Absolutely.
Page 4, be like, oh, that's Mystico. Okay, that's right. No, but if they had it on the top of their head,
it would help. It would help. Yeah,
just their names following them.
You're not wrong. Okay, so Mystico's taking on. He's their champion. He's taking on MJF. We'll start with MJF. Listen, MJF, you can't wear a romper, an American-style romper, and not get me and Dimitri to not make a comment about it. Love the USA.
Love it.
Love that you were pushing them. Loved what you did through the whole match and antagonized the crowd. But the romper, I like it, but you can't not. We have to comment on it.
Listen, if anyone was going to pull it off, right? We were thinking maybe it might have been someone like, I don't know, Mercedes Moné.
That's right.
Tony Storm, someone there.
Yeah.
But in a weird way.
Right.
I liked it.
I hear you.
Right?
I hear you.
I'm
only dissing it because I want to be you, bro. Right? Yeah. That's it. I loved it. I thought it was great, but it was different.
It was different.
And I have a feeling you're not going to wear that the next time. You know what I mean? I just think it was a special event kind of romper.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, and that's just the way I felt. Love that he came out the Hurt Syndicate. Love the American flag, pushing it on the Mexican. Loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
Smart. All he needed was an American full, like he's got to come out with a full sombrero all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Now you got Mystico coming out. He's like kind of their guy. You know, their champion, or I don't think he's a belt holder, but they love him.
Yeah,
they love him.
like,
They're
hey,
his rock.
Buddy, you got to love Mystico's position now. Hey, Mystico, listen, it has nothing to do with everyone left.
That's right.
Like nothing to do with it.
Zero.
You were in line anyway. And this was just normal timing.
This is better. But what's with the intro music that he had? He had like Bryan Adams, or their version of Bryan Adams playing. And they were all singing, which was great, but it was like a love ballad. Like I was crying. I was like, oh my God, that's beautiful.
Yeah, no one is scared by that song, right?
Dude, I listened to it. I was like, this is beautiful. I made love to my wife on that song. I'm going to tell you guys right now. I'm going to let you all know. I did it.
I just died in your arms tonight. Oh, no, it's Mystico. Must have been something to say.
I was
fear in the eyes of MJF.
At first, you know how sometimes you're playing your Spotify and you press the wrong button? You're like, no, don't listen. I felt like their button pusher was like listening to something else first. And he's like, I'll just leave it on. Just
one word. Translator. Clearly, the track title in English to Mexican, Spanish was not.
No, it was a little
lost in translation.
Different. But the last thing I'll say is that MJF rips off his mask, puts it on. Like, you know what? I loved it. I got, not because I think, you know what? This is obviously probably going to progress into something else, which is good. But also, that's how you win the game. You do things things WWE that you didn't predict that he would do. Then he's fingering the crowd and he's put the mask on. I loved it, man. I read a report that somebody tried to attack him at the hotel later on that night.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah. So it's working. What they're doing is working.
Yep.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was excellent.
So
and buddy, the pizza punch that he gave him was the best thing I've ever seen in my life. That was the best thing I've ever seen. The romper pizza punch is like, you can't beat that every day and twice on Sunday. Just saying. Just saying.
So good.
All right, last thing. I was watching a little bit of the SmackDown. Listen, guys, why is it that 1 minute you all hate John Cena, and then at the end, wait a minute, did I hear you guys chanting his name again? What happened to your CM Punk? Where's your Cody Rhodes? Where's your R-Truth? You guys you don't know what you want. We've told you, John Cena, greatest of all time.
Okay. This is where I got to give my boy John Cena, your boy.
John Cena.
You got the big mouth, John Cena. This is where I got to give this guy some serious credit. The beginning of the promo didn't make sense. It was kind of forced. It was anemic. It didn't feel right. Something was missing. I said, listen, I like everything that's on the dish here, but for some reason, there's not enough salt. There's not enough pepper. There's not enough anything on this thing. Now it makes sense.
Yes.
The reason they're cheering for him is because he's making sense. The story's working, Mitch. He's here to ruin wrestling.
Yes.
He's disgruntled. Everyone at the beginning, us included and everyone, it's a little forced. You're copying Hogan. What's going on? Why are you wrestling these people? But he's barreling through everyone and he's calling everyone out.
That's right.
And he's doing it only because no one else can do it but John Cena, because you have to be at the top in order to do it. But what's happening now is that this whole storyline of him ruining wrestling and going through everybody is really working.
Yes.
To the point that the fans are like, you know what? Son of a gun's got a point.
He's got a point.
What he said to Punk.
Yes, exactly.
You're sitting there and you're like, there
it is.
I hate him, but I love him.
Yep, he's right.
Tell Cena when he's telling lies.
Beautifully done.
Right?
Nothing else to add. Listen, we're off to the alternate scenario.
Ooh.
So we got kind of two quick ones if you guys want. John Cena is on his tour, right? We know he's got a limited amount. Who do you want to see him fighting? Because right now, the whole R-Truth thing is throwing things off. Now he's taking on CM Punk. But here's the question, Dimitri. I'll tag you in.
Sure.
Who do you want to see John Cena fight that you probably will not see him fight? So it's most likely not going to happen, but you wish you could see it one more time. I'll tag you in.
Thank you very much. Look, you know who I really want to see him fight, who I thought might make some kind of sense in the mix, was actually Seth Rollins for me on the current roster. Let me tag you in.
That's a good one. Listen, I would love to see him and Triple H go at it again, but obviously that's probably not going to happen. The Ric Flair, God, do I wish Rick was like 20 years younger right now. 16 versus 17, that would have been kind of fun.
Oh, great.
I'm gonna go with the Ric Flair. That's the one, but unless somebody has a time machine that they want to let us borrow, we could make this happen. But that's the one I would have went after.
You know what? That's actually really good. Tag me in that.
Okay, I'm tagging you.
Okay, tag me in. Okay, so if we're going to go on that train.
Sure, yeah,
right?
get on that train.
I'm going to get on.
You got a DeLorean.
I got a
Go.
DeLorean.
Yeah.
So if we're
It's
going to
1985, man.
Yeah, man. If we're going to go on that train, then you know who I would have loved that crossover of them?
Yeah.
Is basically who he modeled himself after. Hulk Hogan.
Ooh.
Cena Hogan would have been, but the NWO, like if...
Wait a minute, good versus good?
Right, but bad versus bad? What? It's called marriage.
Tag me in. How about this one? And it can happen right now.
Yeah.
John Cena versus Nikki Bella?
What?
One more time.
More.
Okay, last one. Other alternate scenario. Wrestlers you want to see again. I got on the nostalgia train with Goldberg. Okay, so we're going to see Goldberg. You like it, you don't like. Dimitri said they're going to force feed you doing it.
Yeah.
Who do you want to see again? I'll tag you in.
Oh, listen, I'll give one name.
Sure.
Okay. For me, who I'd love to see again, he's kind of there but not there, but it's The Rock. He's the one guy that week after week, I couldn't wait to see what he would do or do next. Let me tag you in.
You know, I had the name Flair written down again, but I don't want to see Flair because I don't even know why I wrote that down. The Rock is the right answer. I mean, I think he can actually still go, and I feel like he's the guy that we all just really wish we could see more of now. We appreciate him more now. It's like going to see a Picasso. You didn't understand its beauty. Now you're like, that Rock, he's even better than I thought maybe.
Yeah.
Or just brings out that fun. Not that he's a great wrestler, but him. I think some people would obviously say Bret Hart.
Yep.
Again, got to get in the DeLorean. But I was talking more like right now, coming down right now. Like the way Goldberg is, that's what I was kind of saying.
Oh, like that one.
So that's why I said The Rock and you said
okay, The Rock would work. Okay, for me, I wish like Stone Cold.
That too. But I need him to do something. Not just come down, stunner, and drink a beer. I need a little bit of give me a couple of weeks of promo, have some fun. I think Rock is the right answer. I don't think there is any other answer.
think Rock
That's why
is
we get so mad when he's not on the show.
I'm just trying to think who else is out there that I wish we could see again. Like I'm just trying to think of people that are somewhat active. Let's leave it for the Facebook group.
You know what? Leave it for the Facebook group.
Leave it for the fans, for the GWO, for those that are celebrating wrestling on the Celebrate Wrestling Podcast Network. I did it, Daddy! I did it! And I'll do it again. Ladies and gentlemen, do a search for the merch, whether it's on the Facebook page, whether it's on the website. We want to thank you every single week for tuning in. Shout out to the GWO, led by GW Joe and all the Greeks alike. Oh, Scotty A sent me a message.
Scotty A.
He sent me a message. Oh my goodness. In order to become Greek of the Week, I will challenge anyone. Souvlakis at dawn. Boom. Tips McGee in one corner. Scotty A in the other. Let's get it out. Hey, you're listening to ACT. Follow us on all the channels. Thank you so much for being with us. And I'll just let Mitch read off my shirt this week.
Chair shot.